countdown that goes off. And I believe we're recording. Okay, cool. So now back to this. Done. Okay. And we can see this. Perfect. All right, so we have our three elements that we're working on, which is focus on limiting defender with your first touch, looking for space to get shots off, and forcing your teammates into tactical positions with your play. So we're going to look at the first target, and our first target with the points is 12-10, which is right here. So you can see the screen. You're playing right wing, so number 7. This starts playing. There we go. Okay, so the ball is going to come to you. Right here, you're checking into the space. Your teammate doesn't really give you a good ball. You take a touch backwards to separate, which is good, and then a skill, then turn. Okay, not bad. Now, the note that I wrote, which says first touch negative towards own goal, which is what you did. Then you did a decent skill. The recommendation that I put would be once you just take this touch back. I need to go back 5 more seconds. You're going to pick up this ball. You take that touch back, but if you look, you have number 5 right here. You can see her. Can you see my mouse?
Yeah.
You can just play her on a one touch, in my opinion, just to escape that pressure quicker because she's wide open. And then you can either, continue on forward or rotate inside because it looks like your fullback's going to go. Now, again, at the level that you're playing at, that's not necessarily a bad decision, what you did. However, again, getting to a higher level, like if we look at it again right here, you take the touch back, you're already facing her. You could even do that and then just play it to her. Because you can see now you have another pressure coming and she's still available. And then you decide to do the spin turn, which is cool. And then you fake, so now that you're at this point, I like what you did to escape, which is cool. And then you did another skill to turn and got out, which is awesome. And then you drive into the space, but you can see she's right on your shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're able to get the ball to the teammate, which is good. So the key thing to remember with this is, right, so go back another 5 seconds. You're going to pick up this ball right here. Let me go back 5 more. Going to go inside. So again, watch. All right, so you could bounce it one touch here. Even if you take a touch, you could still bounce it and then move to rotate. But where I was going with this is this skill here and then turn. You're able to play forward because you're able to get your body forward and get your head on. So as much as you can, and we've talked about this, right, is try to always, and you can't do it in this pass, don't get me wrong. The pass to you is not good enough, but and I'm just trying to plant that seed again for you to always think about to keep your body facing forward as much as possible.
Okay.
Right. So as much as possible, no matter where you are on the field, as much as you can be facing forward, the faster you can get the ball forward because that's what your skill set is. So now we need to move forward to 3:13. So let's move forward. Let's see. Right. Let's just do this one easier. So 3:12. Here we go. So this should take us right on point. It does. Okay. So I think you already have. Oh no, you're right there. I see you 7. Okay. So 3:30. No, I went too far forward. I missed 3:03. So I have to go back half a second. I apologize. There we go. Right here. So they're going to pick up the ball right now. Let me go back 5 more. So let's paint the picture. You're on the right in a good space. I would probably say right now where you are, and based on what your teammate is doing, number 9 right here, as you see her cutting in.
Mm-hmm.
And then also the positioning. You can still see my cursor, right? The mouse?
Yeah.
Okay. And you can see the position. It looks like a back 3 in this moment because I think the fullback stepped up, or that's the recovering one there, but that looks like the winger. So you could go another 5-7 yards higher and then start making that run, or just start sprinting now and then be maybe not necessarily calling for the ball, but trying to signal for the ball because this player here has no idea you're in space. So this looks like they're 3 or they're 5. She has no idea that you're there because she's concentrated on this player here. Now, your teammate might not be able to hit this ball, but you can see she has acres of space. And here she goes. She fakes it, and then she plays it short. But if we go back 5 more, look again. Okay, so your teammate's going to cut in right here. Boom. And then look. Look at this picture we just painted right here. It's frozen, right?
Yeah.
You see all this?
Mm-hmm.
So again, you're learning. But these are things, and you don't normally play 7, right? But these are things that you're probably ball watching. I can't really tell because the picture is weird, right? You're kind of blurred. You're crossing the line of the camera. But the thing that you got to try and remember is awareness. So if you can be aware of these things, you'll be way more dangerous because now you're killing and occupying spaces that the opponent doesn't want you to be in.
Okay.
But you see what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
So right here, ball's going to come to you, I believe, anyways, at 3:03 in a second. She plays it short. Again, not a good ball, and it's kind of in no man's land. So the note I have here, because you're about to receive it, is shield ball and back heel to teammate. Can you use escape touch to break pressure? So it's kind of a couple of options. And then I put a side note as well of reposition wasn't beneficial in my opinion. Drop 2 for a quick pass back. So you're going to pick up the ball. You're competing with this girl. You shield, which is awesome. You protect right there. You back heel, which is what you did. The back heel wasn't perfect, but it works. Now, I'll play it again for a second. I'm going to bring it back. And right there, because there's nothing else that happens until we get to the next point. Because you get the ball here. So I chose the second word. So the back heel I like. It's a good idea. Obviously, the execution needs to be slightly better. So there's 2 options here. And one of them continues with the back pass or the back heel. So I'm going to use that. Play it like you did right here. If it's a slightly better ball, it gets to your teammate and she can just accelerate off. And then you can keep running forward. Or, obviously, you're probably recognizing that the defender is going to go pressure your teammate.
Yeah.
You could drop off 1 yard, maybe 2 yards, and then she can just play it back to you, and then you can drive forward. And as you can see right now, your body position is already facing forward, which means you can be way more dangerous because that's what you excel at, being forward and seeing forward. Okay, so that's the first thing. Does that make a little bit of sense?
Yeah.
So you made the run forward, but the execution of the back heel is not. Well, let's go back 5 more. Look,
Good.
Yeah. I'll make it simple. So right here, you're gonna get the ball right here. You take the touch of shield, which is great. You back heel, and then you actually delay. So you back up. And imagine if you just ran forward instead of even once you know you're back heeling, back heel and go forward.
Okay.
Right, but you can see, look, very slowly you delay, and then you actually look like you take 2 steps back anyways, or a step and a half, and then you start going forward. So I'm guessing you weren't confident that the back heel was good enough, or you weren't quite sure what was going to happen. It's one of the two. In my opinion, I could be wrong. You'd have to tell me if I'm right or wrong. But if we go back, the other option that I have here is you could deal with this yourself. And what I put is an escape touch. So you could fake that you're going to go to your teammate with the hope's not the right word, but I can't think of another one better in this second. With the hope that the defender buys it, because if you look at the space around you, you have one green defender who's marking you. You got her here; she's kind of out of the picture, and then you got the two defensive pivots here. So if you could just fake, for example, fake, and then bam, you come inside. You're now driving forward yourself.
Yeah.
Now you don't have to do that. I'm just providing you a context for a second option that you could do. Because like I was telling your dad, I watch these clips 3 to 8 times, and I'm constantly trying to find like little pieces that we could either adapt, add, change, modify. And again, I'm just trying to present solutions that may be beneficial to you. Because like you can already see before you back heel it, right? Look. So here comes the back heel in a second. But you can see she actually drops off you right there. Right? So you and her are now separated.
Yeah.
So you could literally just, she's anticipating you doing something that's not going this way, forward. So I'm not saying to do this. I'm just providing a second solution and or option to you. You've already separated. You can now just run inside here like this and go forward.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Any questions?
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Okay. So now at 13:13 and then 13:15. So I got 2 things we got to look at. So we're still working on the eliminating defender with first touch. That's the next piece, which comes at 13:13, which is right here. You've rotated inside. Okay, you separate, which is great. And before I keep playing the clip, the note that I wrote so far is reposition is excellent, which means you're now dropping off. You're on the shoulder of the defender. Damn, dude, I can't. So, reposition is excellent. You're on the shoulder of the defender, so they cannot see you, and your touch is good to break the line. So this is good. So you drop off right here, which is great. The only thing I would do, I can't tell if you did it just because the video is not clear enough, is did you scan? You'd be the one that tells me that.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so good. Right, and then you can pick up the ball boom, and then drive. So that's actually pretty good. And then you come into the space. So the next note is 13-15, where we're talking about forcing her teammates into tactical position with her play. You're now running forward. And the note I have here is before we continue, the scissor is okay, but the push afterward is not. And then I ask a question, or what is the point of the scissor? And then the second part is, with that, there's a second point. Point is you carry the ball and force the defender to come with you, freed up number 13. So keep that in mind if you remember that, and we'll pull back up again in a second. But you drive forward into the space. You're going to do a scissor right here, okay? And then you can see your push. I don't know if that was purposeful or not. All right, so we watch it again in full speed. You do the scissor, and then there's basically no push. You saw that?
Yeah.
Okay, now, that's not necessarily a bad thing because you end up passing the ball, so I can't, I'm watching this, and I'm not entirely sure what your goal of the scissor was. That's why I put it in question mark. What is the point of the scissor in the notes that I sent you and your dad? All right, so you do this scissor right here. And the only thing that I can think of that you're trying to do is you're trying to get her to commit to you so that you can either, go to the right and beat her or release it to your teammate. I'm guessing the second option. Go ahead.
I did it too far away, but I was trying to play, I was trying to like fake the other side, where the right wing, well, she's the center, but she's over in the right side. I was trying to fake the pass to her and then cut inside, but I did it too far away from the girl.
So cool. So let's look at this again. So we'll watch this another time, maybe twice. So you pick up the ball right here, which is good. You start driving forward. Excellent. And then right here, your teammate's already backpedaling the open. If I'm going to give you context, if it was me, this is what I would do. If you want to play to your teammate right here, the one that's now rotating, what I would do is I would take probably one more touch forward instead of doing the scissor. And here's why. If you take the touch forward a half a step more, that defender is going to have to step to you. Or not, and she's just going to get the hell out of the way and follow this girl. But I don't think she's going to do that. She's going to have to, 99 times out of 100, the decision that she's going to make, because she's the closest to you, she's the first defender, is step to you.
Yeah.
So if you, instead of doing this scissor, just take one more step, like right, instead of doing, you see how you're doing the scissor right now?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of doing that scissor, you just push it a half a yard. So, a foot and a half. And then, she's still dropping, so she's still threatened by you. That's why she's not stepping. Has anybody ever explained this to you, the whole why a defender drop sequence?
I think briefly, yeah.
Okay. So do you want me to re-explain it to you? Do you think you're okay with understanding?
Can you re-explain it?
Okay. So, if I'm a defender and somebody's running at me with speed, which is what you're basically doing here. So let me go back 5 more, right? So you're about to get the ball right here on the turn. You turn. You're driving forward. A defender that has some idea what they're doing in a situation like this, because you're generating speed, is that they are going to drop off to allow you to have the space in front and deny the space behind. So what that essentially means, that kind of sounded complex, but what it essentially means is they're afraid of you because you have speed. That's the simplest way to put it. That's why she's dropping. She's not stepping to you. She's not holding her ground. She's stepping. She's not holding her ground or stepping to you. She's dropping. Does that make sense now?
Yeah.
So if you watch, she's still dropping, still dropping, still dropping. You do the scissor, and then right about here, she's still slightly dropping, but she's getting ready to hold.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if we take the idea that I just mentioned, instead of doing the scissor, and just take one extra half touch forward, which is right there, because you're about to do the scissor right now, and just push it, you now attract the pressure where she should, in theory, step to you, and then you've just created that gap for your teammate.
Okay.
So you still end up giving her the ball, which is great. She's in a great position to receive it. I just think that you personally could do slightly better with this. In terms of an overall execution, instead of doing that scissor, you just push it forward and go yourself, or not go yourself, but take that extra step.
Yeah.
Okay. So 13-13 is the next one we have. So I need to go forward slightly. Any questions with that? Did that make enough sense?
Yeah, that made sense.
Okay. So we're right here. You're gonna get the ball in a second. I think the defender just clears, if I remember correctly. Okay. So the ball. I have 13-37. maybe I missed something, or is it coming right here? Nope. Okay, I think I know what I did wrong. Wait a second, it's right here. I think. Yeah, right here. Okay. So 13, I actually put 30-33. That was wrong, but it's 13-33. So you're gonna get the ball right here. It's from your teammate, bad clearance from the goalkeeper. I think you just take a bad touch. I have first touch out of the air, did it hit your shin? And then I put, I am not happy with your recovery from losing possession. So right here, the ball's played to you. You try to control it, and I guess looks like it hit your shin.
I think it was just a bad touch.
Okay. So let's watch it one more time in full speed. So the ball's put in the air, it comes to you. So bad touch. Okay. Now, and this is why I put it in parentheses. I said, I am not happy with your recovery from losing possession. Now, it's hard because these are all transition moments, right? Goalkeeper punts, bad punt hits your teammate, then she plays it to you on a one touch. So it's all transitionally played here. But what I mean by that is, I think you could either encourage your teammates, and again, you're in transition, so it's kind of hard, but this is something that will help accelerate your game to the next level. From my opinion is, when you have a turnover like that, obviously she's going to clear it, but if she doesn't clear it and she takes a touch, she won't know what to do with the ball. I don't know if that makes sense to you.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so if you think about transition pieces, right? So they were attacking, they played it long, bad ball, it went to your teammate. They're now transitioning to defense, and then they're going to be defending. Now, it's still the transition piece. So the ball goes to you, you take a bad touch. Now, she decides to clear it. If she decided to take a touch, the counter press would be on because she wouldn't know what to do with the ball just yet because she just got it from a surprise element.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm putting in parentheses. And it's not necessarily just about this play. It's just something to keep in mind moving forward is anytime you lose the ball, the best time to get it back is immediately when you lose it because the defending team doesn't quite know, or I should say the person that has received the ball doesn't quite know what to do with it.
Yeah.
Other than just kick it out like she did here. Okay, so I don't think there's much more to discuss with that. You just took a bad touch, and then the recovery. And that's kind of something that's like a pet peeve of mine. And again, it's not just about this play, it's just in general, is we need to go to the next clip as well, which is 15-16. When I coach and I have players playing, one of the things I cannot stand is when players lose the ball, they just do nothing. You don't have to necessarily be the player that goes and gets it right away, but I want to see some sort of reaction to do something, whether it's encouraging your teammates to do something as well, which could be, hey, press because it's not in your sequence anymore. Just little things like that, because those are just like big pet peeves that I have. I want to see you being active in how we can get the ball back, or at least resetting our defensive shape.
Okay.
So 15-16. So you're going to get the ball here in a second. Yeah, here. Okay. So we do a move, a change of direction to get out, and then your teammate crosses. Now, I put good escape move. I'm curious, did you not feel confident to try and go forward? Sorry, to try and go towards goal yourself. So if we look at the sequence again, you're going to get the ball right here in a second. Ball's crossed. Off the crossbar, it looks like. No goal. You're going to come right here. Now, the reason why I put this, if we freeze this right here, you're on the goal side and the defender's on the non-goal side, which means you're closer to goal than she is.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily mind what you did, but you might not have known that she was right there at the time.
Yeah, I think
You're
I
gonna
just
get
didn't like check my shoulder.
Yeah. So, and it's hard because this is, I don't know how long this game was from December 2nd. So this was basically 19 days ago. So, you probably don't necessarily remember the feeling or what you were going through in that moment. But again, looking at the picture, the defender is on your right shoulder. You're closer to goal. And you can see she's still on your right. So instead of changing direction to step out or escaping out to the right, you could body fake, for example, right. So
and then go inside.
Yeah, step hard right, push out left, and now you're already breaking towards goal.
Okay.
And you roll out. Because if you watch that, your step, it's literally the exact opposite, right? So you do a step over, I think it was, right here. So she's now recovering to goal side. So she's doing what she's supposed to do. She just did it. It took her longer than she's supposed to. But if you were able to do that fake like half a second earlier, you would have been able to get by no problem.
Okay.
And do that skill. Now, again, you didn't do a bad thing. I'm just trying to provide you context of what can we do to be more effective. Does that make sense? Any questions with that?
Nope.
Okay, so let's go to the next one, which is at 1807. So now we're back to forcing her teammate in a tactical position with her play, which is 18, right? I said 1807. 1807. Here we go. So you're going to get the ball right here in a second. I think the defender tries to clear or something, right? Throw in. Okay. So 1807, throw in. So the thing that I have noted before we start, keep your feet on the line first as a winger and then look to move off of that. Okay. So you may or may not have been taught this before. You're about to get the ball in a second. Ball's going to be thrown in. It's going to go over your head, I think. So she's going to throw. Okay, so you intercept or somebody intercept. Yeah, you poke it, right? Okay. So this is what I want from my wingers. So again, I'm just giving you context of what I'm looking for. Because I think you rotate out. Is it this one? Yeah. Okay. So you're going to play the ball back and battle with her. And then go. So this is just kind of like a side note, but it's relevant to what we're watching, is when your team's in possession, especially in a situation like this. I got to go back 5 more. Sorry. All right. Throw-in's going to come. You poke the ball back. At least I think you poke it. You rotate inside. Ball's going to come back to you. Backwards touch. Now, I would also be curious to add, doesn't look like you scan here. So like right here, I know you lost your balance, but you should be aware enough right here that the pass may be coming to you.
Yeah.
So if you check your shoulder quickly, it's hard. You got to do it very, very fast. But these are the things that will help get you to the next level. Because if you know that, instead of taking that touch backwards, you could do what?
Go forward and counterattack.
Yeah, turn. Right. So she didn't give you a good ball. So granted, she gave you a ball that kind of screwed you, which sucks. But if we look at this, right, it looks like you try to position yourself slightly to turn. Obviously, the ball's not good for her, but right there, you should try and check your shoulder quickly. And then use your right foot to turn.
Yeah.
And then boom, you're out. You can play forward to the 9. You can break it inside to the other. I guess she's the 10. Play your 10, and then you'd be out of pressure.
Okay.
Okay, next one we're at 1827. No, 1820. The only other thing that I wrote here for you at 1820 with this touch is if you're going to take the backwards touch, and you probably didn't mean to do this, was you took a little heavy.
Yeah.
And so what my note was, take a tighter touch, attract the pressure to you, and then bounce it back. And then when you bounce it back, you can then open up to the line to receive the ball.
Okay.
Now, obviously, again, your bread and butter is to go forward, not go backwards. But those are, again, just options for you.
Mm-hmm.
You keep going to 1827, which is going to pop right here. Okay, so you're going to do right here. So you pick up the ball in the half turn. You're facing forward. Right here, you reposition, which is great. You drop off. You pick up the ball. Good first touch forward. You drive into the space. Okay, I hate that. Sorry, I have to watch that again. I hit that button. So you're driving into the space. Cut, and then cut. Okay, so the note I have here is extra skill to then switch the ball. I am not a fan. I would want you to play the ball to get out of pressure. So what I mean by that is you drive into the space right here. Number 9 is wide open. At that, so we go back 2 seconds, not even 2 seconds, probably a second. Look right here. 9 is wide open. Look, we pay attention to 9. She's right here.
Yeah.
You drive in right here. Maybe take one more. Boom. And then release. Maybe. You can even pass it before that and she's wide open. And then you can see this defender here starting to be attracted. So she's seeing that you may release the ball here. So she's starting to step in. So if you release the ball by that point or a half a second earlier, she's already out of pressure. But look, you come here, you cut or pull again, and then you step out again. So it's not bad, but it could have been executed much quicker.
Yeah.
Okay, now she's able to break forward. Now, let's go back a second, though, because there's one thing I want to add with this right here. So you play this ball here, and this is important. So let's watch this again. So you do this double fake. Ball comes to your teammate. She's running forward. Now, it looks like you feel like your play is done, which is okay, because the ball's now well advanced where you are. So you've kind of done like the final pass, or to at least break this line. It goes here, but she's going, I don't know why she does this, but she cuts back. And then look, you're here.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think you did anything wrong. I'm just trying to provide more context. You could either move slightly forward here so she could lay it back to you, but obviously that's going to have a risk because the defender's here.
Mm-hmm.
Or you played it to her, like you did, and then continue rotating inside, so that way you ended up like here, and then she could just release it to you, and now you're driving forward.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, because look, you play this ball to her, and then you basically stop. Now, again, I think I understand why you did this, because she breaks the line here, like literally right here, she goes forward. She's in front of this girl. At least that's what it looks like. So I don't understand why, like right here, I don't know why she cuts back. She should just keep going. And then she should ride that challenge. So what I mean by ride the challenge is the defender's on her back, putting pressure. She probably falls down. It's a free kick, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So I don't know why she decides to come back. She should just keep using her body and push forward, and then she breaks this line completely. But I don't know why she does this. That's besides the point. But so that's why I'm not really faulting you. Again, I'm just trying to provide you an option or context or something else that you could do.
Okay.
So let's see. Next point. Any questions? Is that okay?
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Okay. So let's get to 1901. That's where we need to go next. Right here. Okay. So let's see. Right here. Try to find you. I think you bounce it back. This is 1901. So we're going back to escape or focus on eliminating your defender with the first touch. So you do a great, let's go back 5 more seconds to make this easier. So the ball's going to be played long. They clear. Ball's going to go to your teammate. She's going to set you, I believe. Yep, you bounce it back 1 touch, which is great. You rotate inside. Great. You're going to play this ball again. Great. And you keep running. Now, I'm going to play it. Let me go back. I'm going to play it 1 time. I want you to see if you can notice what you probably could have kept doing or continued with. So ball's going to go to you. So watch. You bounce. Great. You rotate. Great. Bounce again. And then boom. You just played it to her. What do you think your next move could be?
Keep running forward so I can get it back.
Yeah. So not even get it back. I mean, you're right. Get it back. But let's try and
Or
be a
just
little bit more.
attract the defenders away from her.
Yeah, but look, watch this. I'm going to use I have a pen I'm going to use. Hopefully this works correctly. I think I need to do this. So give me 1 second. Okay, so if I do this, there we go. Okay, so I should be able to draw over this. Okay, so if we look at this, this should be highlighted. So you got 2 defenders here, right? You see that?
Mhm.
Okay, you've just played the ball. Let me switch colors. There's a gap, and your teammate has space. So the teammate that you have receiving the ball right now, she has time and space, correct? Right, Stella, she has time and space?
I said correct, yeah.
Okay, so this is where, again, I think you can take your game to another level. This 1 touch and this 1 touch you just did is excellent. I'm really happy with this. Here's where I have a small problem. You play this last ball, and you haven't recognized that there's a gap. And the gap is you run like this. Either through them, behind, where she can then slip you through, or I don't know how to do that. Let me take this off. Does that make sense so far, though, what I'm saying?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so let's delete this. Let's bring it back. Okay, or you run, and I don't recommend this one, but you could do it because your teammates are there. You could run like this and then cut behind her and then cut in front. Or not cut in front, but run behind her and then run diagonally across. I would just say run in the half space, which would be between them. And then your teammate can slip you through between these 2 players. So between her and her. So if you keep running right here.
Are you drawing on it or something?
Yeah, I'm drawing on it. And then she can slip you through right there.
I don't see the... No.
Shit. Okay, I thought you'd be able to see the drawings. Never mind. Okay, that didn't work. Okay, no problem. So I'll do it with the mouse then. Sorry. I have a computer that lets me draw. but I thought you'd be able to see that. So obviously that didn't work. No problem. Okay. Oh. So let me try again. So I'll do it with the mouse. So you play the ball one touch. You play the second one touch. You've now given her the ball. She has time and space, which means there's still a threat for you to be involved. You have two options, in my opinion, outside of what you did. Run straight through between the center back and the fullback. So you run like this through them and then break across. And then as you're doing that, you have to run very hard, obviously, so fast. She can then slip you. Good.
I don't see your mouse.
Oh. Okay, so you don't see it still?
No.
It must be because of this. Let me try again. How about now?
Yeah, I see it now.
Okay. So you have the left back, the right, the left center back of their team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your teammate has time and space. You could make a hard run between them like this, and then diagonally cut behind. So you'd have to run very hard, and then she could slip you through either right here, and then you're in on goal, or she waits and delays, and then slips you through right here.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But you so you like kind of jog this, right? And then look, she now has to cut back. She should keep going forward, and you can see the center back's now stepping. So imagine if you continued that run right in that gap. She could literally just slip it straight through right here, touch to you, bang, you drive into the space, and you could either keep dribbling or shoot early. It's kind of up to you, but at that point, you'd be in.
Okay.
So she's going to cut back. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything with this, right? So that's my note. Yep, that's my note. Make sure there's nothing else. Yep, good. Okay, and then we need to move to any questions, or that makes sense?
That makes sense.
Okay, great. So let's move to the next point here. Next point is 2507. I think I don't think I'm missing anything else. That was 2507. There we go. So 2507. What is my note? Good first touch out of feet to escape a pressing defender from the throw in back to goal. Okay. So just a note, really. Let's see, you throw the ball. No, you don't throw the ball, you throw it there. Okay. Oh, you receive it there, sorry. So this is decent. Defender's kind of on your back, but she's not really on your back. So again, I don't think you did anything bad. I think it's fine. You play the ball out, which is good. You're switching. The only thing I could tell you to do is you could just bounce it back to her and then open up. Because if you look at this picture, so you're gonna get the ball right here. I mean, your teammate's position, like she should be much higher. She should be in this pocket right here. She should be a little bit wider. But what you could do is you could bounce it to her and then drop it open right here. She plays it to you back, and then you're driving forward. So what you did isn't bad. I'm just providing you another option of something that you can think about in situational plays.
Okay.
So we're good. Let's get to the next one, 2533. So we're almost there. Hold and recycle. You tell her to switch, which is great. I mean, you guys have no width. That's so hard to deal with. Okay, so it looks like you're going to get the ball here in a second. Just going harder. So if you notice that, right, you stop. You pull up right there. You're stopping. And then you start stepping again. So let's watch that full frame. Just make sure you understand what I'm talking about. So right here, you go and stop. Right? If I'm you, two options. You go through that thing and hit hard. And I'm guessing you thought that she was getting there first, which is why you kind of stopped. But she's not going full speed. So if you just, the other option you can do if you don't go in hard and hit hard, and like, so you can see you're going in, just keep going and run hard and go through the ball. Boom. And you just keep driving forward the ball. Or the other option would be as you're about to get there, you lift. So she's coming to step.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that actually.
And just lift right over her foot, and then you're gone.
Yeah.
But you stop and you lose the 1v1. Or the challenge, at least. So you're going to get the ball here in a second. 25-33. Yes, right here. Okay, so it's coming in a second. Where's your position? I see you there. You're on the right. Good position. You're wide. Make sure you start scanning. Ball's going to come in a second. Now, the only thing I would tell you is here, again, I don't think it's bad what you did, but think context again. So your teammate has the ball. No pressure, correct?
Right.
Okay. Start going forward
Okay.
because she doesn't have pressure. So she should, in my opinion, just keep driving right here and go in towards the fullback. And then as she's doing that, you start running what?
Forward.
And then she just slips you the ball. And then boom, gone.
Okay.
Now, this could work where she can play you, and then she rotates and makes that run there to pull the defender away. Right, she plays you, but then look, you can see another defender comes out. So now you take the touch, you drive in, which is, again, it's not bad. Just providing context for other stuff. Good pass. I don't know why your defender or your teammate hesitated. That didn't make any sense. And then why are you re-cutting back? It's just not a good decision. The ball's going to go here. She makes a poor decision twice. She should just go that way. I don't know why she would cut back. She has the advantage. Anyways, that's the point. Okay, so and she's playing the 10, right?
Yeah.
Very weird decision. Okay. Any questions of that? You're okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good. So let's go to the next one, which would be 2642. Right here. Okay, 2636. So it's coming up here in a second. There you are on the right. Good pressure by your teammate. She tries to split. You steal. Good steal. And you're driving forward. Excellent. Skill. Okay. Now pause real quick. I do want to highlight one thing about that skill, but I want to make sure I check my note to see what I wrote. 2647. Where is it? No, it's here. 2642. I'm sorry. I thought it was 47. Yeah. Okay. So I put transition moment, which is because you regain possession. Think you took too much skill. Think efficient and effective. So what I'm saying here is you won the ball in a transition. The other team tried to play out. You steal. You intercept. You start driving forward, and then you do a double scissor. So there's two things I want to talk about this. So let's go back and watch it again. So you pick up the ball. Let me go back 5 more just to highlight this. Now, when I say when I say efficient and effective, do you understand what that means?
Yes.
Okay. So you get the ball right here. You start driving forward, which is great. Your teammate rotates outside, and then you do a 1 scissor, 2 scissor. You're a little far away, but then watch this. The push. You do a little fake there, and then you do a very small push. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
So remember, when you're going to do a skill like this, again, you're a little far off, 1, but 2, what is the point of you doing this skill right now?
To unbalance the defender.
Okay, but ultimately you want to get past her, right?
Well, yeah, but
Okay, so if you sell the skill hard enough and you fake her, which she may or may not bite in this moment, she does start biting, so you can see it. Push. Right there. You should be pushing this ball hard.
yeah.
Because then you're gone. And then what you do is you use your body as she tries to engage you, because she's going to have to engage you if you push it hard right here. Because you do push it hard, but you take a small step and then a bigger one.
Mm-hmm.
Think simpler. Push and go. So if you push hard right here, you're now gone. Look, you had to take a small one and then you push again. But then if you notice, you push and you go out. I want you to think bigger picture. You should be able to do that push right here. You get her off balance, like you said. Again, you're a little off in terms of distance. But then you push and you're driving forward past her here like this. And instead of going away from goal, like you did, you're now going towards goal.
Towards it. Yeah.
Right. And I've seen you do this just in this thing, I think twice, if not 3 times. So this is at least a second time. So that means it's a habit. You have to try and break that habit.
Okay.
So you play the ball wide. So again, what you did isn't bad, but we're trying to get you to be more efficient and effective. So the efficiency is that push and go, and effective is you're more deadly getting towards goal. And the ball's going to come wide here, and she's going to cross, and they clear.
When you said I was in a habit, did you mean by taking my touch outside or being too far from the defender?
I'll show you right now. Hold on. Right. I think it comes right here. Yeah. So when I was referring to the habit, so it's a good question. The habit is that push, right? So
Okay.
boom. This is the second time, at least the second time, if not the third time I've seen you do this push right there. And then it's so small that you have to go and push it again.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. That push. So
Okay.
if you were half a step closer, you would have sold this. I don't even think it's a question because you can see she gets off balance even at the distance that you're at. So she step right there. You can see she's moving, which means she's buying your fake. So if you were again like instead of being here and you were there, you could then just push hard and then just go past her and use your body. So you would use your left arm as she tries to engage you to push and brush her off.
Okay.
But then you can see you push wide, and you have to push wide because the initial you weren't close enough to her. One, and then
Mm-hmm.
two, your first push wasn't good enough. So you had to take another one that had to get you out of the pressure.
Okay.
Good question. So now we need to do or we need to keep going. I think that might be it from the sequence, but let's double check. Ball's going to be crossed. Okay, so you're in the middle. And they counter. Yep. Okay. So let's get to the next part, which is now 28-17. Let's see right here. We're coming up on it. Okay. So keeper's going to throw or punt. So the note I have before we start, hard to chest control from a punt. I would recommend trying to get, okay. Yeah. So you go for the chest right here off this punt. It's not going to be easy, especially for girls to use the chest to control. I commend you for trying it. And it's actually not easy for anybody, to be honest, off a punt. But ball's coming here. I would try, and it's hard because you're backpedaling, but I think you could do it if you took one more step back. You could then go inside of the foot.
Yeah, I think I thought the ball was gonna drop earlier than it did.
Got it. Yeah.
But it didn't. So.
Yeah, but just reference, right? I mean, a punt, because I mean, how high the ball goes for anybody, it's going to be hard.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. If you use the inside of the foot, you should just be able to cushion that and turn at the same time because you're already turning. You can kind of see it. You're already turning your body. If this was a long ball, like somebody played a ball in the air to you instead of a punt, I think you could chest control this and turn no problem. But if you watch how the ball drops, right? I mean, that it goes up pretty quickly, obviously because it's a punt, and then it's very high, and now it's dropping.
Yeah.
That's very hard to control off a chest.
Okay.
So if you just use the inside, I think you'll be golden.
Okay.
So let's see, 28-17, nice. Next one is 29-30. Boom. Okay. So your teammate tries to play ball, not a good ball. And the note I have here at 29-30 is love the idea of the 1-2, and you're definitely showing more signs of connection and moving for the return pass quicker in the game. Okay. So you're going to get the ball here in a second. Boom. You get the ball. Okay. Now look, before we get into the actual note, this is what I just recognized. Ball's going to be played to you, and you could do what? Turn and go forward. So again, it's a lot to take in and think about. But if we watch it one more time, ball's going to go. She tries to play it forward to her teammate. Your teammate is now able to intercept. And again, this is a transition piece, and this is the hardest part about football is transition because the team that is typically more effective in transition is the team that wins. So if you are able to, and it's hard, but if you're able to recognize that your teammate's gaining possession, you could already start positioning yourself to receive and go forward. And all you need to do is just drop your, like turn your right hip this way, and then you're out.
Yeah.
Then you're gone. But I think you take a touch with your left. Yeah, it's your left foot. Hard to see with the ref, but then you turn the other way. So again, it's not bad, but those are again little details that make a difference. Because look, watch this, right? We talked about this last time with number of touches. So you're gonna get the ball right here. You turn 1, 2, 3, and you had a small pause there. So watching yourself do this, what does this tell you?
That I don't know what I'm gonna do with the ball.
Oh, you don't know what you're doing. Right, so that's 5 touches. Now you do a body fake, 6, and you play forward. Now the note that I have here is 29. Where is it? 30, right here. So you play the ball forward, and I specifically love the idea of the 1-2, and you are definitely showing signs or showing more signs of connection and moving from or for the return pass quicker in the game. So my thought with this is, from watching this half, you have done a much better job of playing the ball and rotating to go get it again, or like a 1-2.
Mm-hmm.
You did that much more in this game, at least from the other games that I've watched. So if she tries to play it back to you, it wasn't a good ball. Okay. Maybe not the best idea. She should have played it towards your feet. But I like that you're being more engaged in that sense, which is awesome. Okay, so let's go back though. I want to make sure. I don't know why she doesn't play it to you sooner. She should have played it there or even a half second earlier. So anyways, continue with the same sequence. You know, and it's good that you, and this is great because you remember how we looked at earlier when this same girl cut in and there was that huge gap for you to run all the way across for that long
Yeah.
pass?
Mm-hmm.
So you do it here. You start making the run. You might not have thought the girl could have done it before, which is, perfectly fine. But I think you should still take the risk. You continue to move forward, which is great. She should have already released this ball to you. I don't know why she doesn't. And now she waits till this point for some reason to play you the ball, which is not a good decision. So now you have to cut and get it, which sucks. Because if she plays it to you, and I'm assuming you're asking for the ball.
Yeah.
I can see you visually pointing for it. So if she played you earlier, you could have just, killed this in a different way. Unfortunately, she doesn't. And you got to deal with the cards that you're dealt. A good turn. Good pass into the space. Not a lot that she can do here, and I don't think there's a lot. If I watch that one more time, I don't think there's a lot of options that you could provide her. Maybe the only thing you can do is you could run outside to help her, but that would just bring more pressure, so it's probably not a good move. So I think you got to kind of let her figure this out. The only thing maybe you can do is rotate towards the box more. She does a good job of hold-up play. That's good. She should have released, but somehow she gets the byline cross. Okay. So your teammate did decent for considering the circumstance. Okay. 34. Hey. Bottle. So if we look at the next one, 34, 37. Hold on, 34. I think it's at 37. Right here. So it's coming up 34, 37. Yeah, heavy first touch, but separated from the defender. Good movement to play quickly and open up with a half turn scan. Okay, so you're going to get the ball, it looks like, from this punt. Teammate clears, sort of, or wins. You pick up the ball, a good touch to go back. A little heavy. You get it, you rotate out, which is great. Okay, it does look like you scan, which is fantastic. And then you rotate that position. Awesome. So that was really good. And then you rotate forward. Now, what I will highlight is I want you to think about here. So let me go back 5 more. You can see that you're not going to get the ball. You play it back. You scan, you check your shoulder. Awesome. So great job, Stella. It's fantastic. Ball's going to come across. Now, let's paint the picture. You're here, right? Ball's by this player. You can see their midfield lines moving up. This looks like you're right back, so you're number 2. She's in your position.
Yeah.
If I'm you and you recognize that, I'm going to rotate into this space behind the lines where we've talked before where you're the most dangerous, like here.
Okay.
And I'm just going to pick my time to wait here because she doesn't play you the ball. She's going to turn and look. She's going to play left.
Yeah.
So you could just literally rotate up into these pockets and just wait right here.
Okay.
Because your number 2, your partner is in your spot.
Yeah.
She's occupying your space. So you do slowly start moving here. And again, imagine if you were already in this space, you could then slide here.
Yeah.
And basically you'd be doing what your 10 should be doing. I don't know. I think that's the 10. I don't know why she's so deep.
Yeah, that's the 10.
Right. But look, I mean, you can see this is their forward. Remember those lines we talked about before?
Mm-hmm.
Forward line broken. Here's another line right here between these two. Here's a third line. And then the fourth line is back here. So you could just position yourself right here.
In between them, yeah.
Yep. Now, again, you're not playing that position, but like I said, it's just awareness to recognize that somebody took your spot and you can reposition yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Next one is, I think, 37, because we just looked at 34. So 37. Okay. 37-10. So I think you score. Yeah, you score. So if I remember correctly, this was a pretty good goal. She's going to cross. Although there's nobody in the box, I don't know why she
Yeah.
makes this decision, but that's fine. And then their defender, I don't know why she makes this decision, but that's fine. That's very poor, but you did great. Awesome one-touch finish. So I mean, there's really nothing to really say about that other than, good goal. You did, and this is actually good. I will say this now that I remember. So you did a great job of recognizing the transition, right? So your team crosses, ball is not really cleared, but deflected, I guess would be the best word to explain it. And you can already see you're anticipating something, which is awesome. Ball drops terribly. Well, for them, good for you. And you smash it home. So great left foot finish. So congratulations for that. That's great. So everything with that is perfect from your side. So awesome. I don't see anything
Do
that
you
we need to
think?
discuss.
Do
Go
you
ahead.
think that number 9, she crossed the ball? Do you think that that would be an assist since it hit off the girl? For her,
Do
would
I
it be an
think that
assist?
she gets an assist for that cross?
Yeah,
No,
I agree. She kept posting it as like assist, and I thought is odd.
it can't be an assist because the
It's
defender
not her
touched it.
ball. It's a deflection. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if the defender didn't even touch it, he'd be going out of bounds somewhere. Or if she
Yeah.
cleared it, it would be an assist. But that, I mean, I wouldn't even worry about that. But you did your job. So that's good. Let's see, 30. I mean, I guess I'll bring this up as context, right? So, like, I'm sure your dad or other people, maybe Eddie or somebody's told you about this stuff. Like, most people don't. I'm gonna explain this to you in the simplest way possible. People don't want to see you being more successful than them, and they want to take credit.
Yeah.
So, probably 98% of the people that you meet, they're gonna act just act and behave like that. So I would just be like, okay, cool, yeah, thanks for your time. I wouldn't even bat an eye about that shit. Like, it's just not even worth your time.
Okay.
But most people are, like I said, they're going to want to take credit for your success. I mean, if you flip it the other way, right? And you don't need
Yeah.
to go have this argument with the girl, but or your teammate. But if she decided to clear this ball better, that goal would have never happened.
Mhm.
So that's why. So I wouldn't even worry about that kind of stuff. I would just be like, okay, cool, thanks. Awesome. I appreciate that. I'm glad
Okay.
you put it in the box. I'm glad she made a mistake. I would just let that go. Let's see what's next. We're going to any other thoughts?
Nope.
Okay, so we're going to 45. So there's a bit of a break before you're really involved again. Right, 45, 32 is what I have. There we go. This will come up in a second. Your team regains possession. You open up, which is great. You can get frustrated. Sounds like you were calling for the ball, so cool. So it looks like you're doing your job. Who are you passing to? Okay, so you pick up the ball right here. So we're looking at 45-32. Good tight touch and body fake to evade. Love the pass to break the midfield line and great job running forward. Awesome. So you pick up the ball here. Okay, facing forward. Awesome. Nice little delay. I like the delay. That's good. So you watch here. You see a little delay that you make.
Yeah.
So right here, you pick up the ball. You turn forward. Great. And then you do a little pause. Cool. So you set up the team, which is awesome. I love this. Good skill to take both of them out of the picture. Great pass forward. You keep running hard. So, okay. So you remember that one play where you did that double one-touch pass?
Yep.
Imagine if you had that speed and you continued running.
Okay. Yeah.
So you did it right here, which is awesome. So I love this. Great skill, great pass. You keep running hard. She turns, and you're still you're still running hard. You're anticipating the ball's coming. And you're taking what I would call the risk. You're taking the risk to get towards the box. Look, you're still running hard. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Again, you're not going to be perfect every single time. I'm just trying to, reference that one piece because who knows what would have happened, but sometimes you got to take the risk. Like I had a coach in college, and I'll never forget this. He would always tell our forwards, and he said, "You're going to make 30." And you're not a forward, right? But the point is, you're going to make 30 runs in the game, and you're going to get the ball one time.
Yeah.
So the point that he was making is you're going to sacrifice yourself 30 times by making a 3 to 10 yard run, and you're going to get the ball one time out of those 30 runs. So that's a lot of burst movement that you got to make. So I want to say that one more time to make sure you get that really. So even as an attacking midfielder, winger, 9, you're going to have to make hard runs forward. And the phrase that he gave us was, at least to our forwards, was you're going to make 30 runs in the game and get the ball one single time. And then he continued with, what you do with the ball that one time determines the outcome. So you took the risk and made the run forward. Think of this as one of your runs. You didn't get the ball, unfortunately, but you took the risk to get forward. And you're going to have to do that a lot, especially the higher levels that you go.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're at 47-15. There you go. Okay, so ball's going to be swing to you. They love playing you a backwards ball. I'm guessing that happens a lot.
What?
These backwards passes that they play behind you.
Yeah, it happens a lot.
Okay. I was going to add a comment, but I'll just keep my mouth shut. So 47-15. Okay, so I like that you do a good job of repositioning to make sure you receive on the front foot. Love that. Okay. You cut inside. It's a good body fake. The only question I have is, let me watch that one more time again. Okay, good. Okay, well, you saw that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look at your push. Watch the push. It was slightly more.
But it's still too small.
I mean, again, there's nobody near her. Right? No defenders near her.
Yeah.
You could push the ball to right here, and you're gone. I can already tell you you're 10 times faster than this girl. And she has to turn to catch you. You can just run. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So you did slightly better, not a lot, slightly better, but you pushed that ball hard. Like, think about the second ago when we watched that other clip where you were just running hard, right? I'm assuming that compared to other girls, you're very fast, or one of the fastest. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
So you can use that to your advantage by doing that skill and pushing. So, if I ever see you again in the future, remind me if I work with you again, that we'll work on this specifically, or me and your dad can talk about it. But this little thing right here, and you can add this to your repertoire in terms of your tools, will completely take you to another level.
Okay.
Because that's huge. Like, you need, or whoever you work with, I'm assuming you do extra training, right? Maybe with a private trainer or something over there.
Yeah.
So maybe have your dad or maybe whoever you work with reference, hey, this is something I want to add because, we noticed that I'm doing these skills, but I'm not getting that push out of my feet to go. And then hopefully they can help you work on that if you're going to be over there. 47-15. Okay, so you drive in, which is good, but you can see it actually. It's actually funny. You take a small, medium touch, we'll call it, right here. I'd even still call it small. And then, but look, you push there. You push. You see?
Yeah.
So that one you push. So it's a habit. So we have to break this habit. You got to remember, skill, push, and look right here. Boom, you push it. So imagine if you just did that from the start.
Yeah.
You'd be gone the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't even have to worry about this girl. So good ball. You keep rotating. Look, you keep running forward hard. Look, you're still running hard. Awesome. Fantastic. Look. And she tried to play it to you. She waited a half a second too long to give you this ball. If she played it right there or right, yeah, she'd have to play that one touch. I don't think she could pull it off in 2. I think the gap closes. The only way she could play it in 2 is if she used, in my opinion, the left foot or the outside of the right, which she doesn't do. And you can see she's not. That's too much.
Yeah.
She would have to take a tighter touch. So if she took a smaller touch where she just had the step and pass, she could make that happen. But obviously she's not aware enough yet that you're making this run. So again, credit to you. Great run. Perfect. You did exactly what you needed to do. Unfortunately, you can see your teammate, and she had to take 3 steps. Yeah, that's what killed her. If she even just took 1, she might have been able to sneak that ball through. I would have preferred one touch, but again, there's nothing you can do about that. That's up to her. So good job. That's excellent. And then last piece is 47-50. And then I think we get to halftime. Right here. So 47-50, you shield the ball all the way to the sideline. Why not just let it out or throw a bite? Yeah, okay, I remember this. So the ball's gonna be played long. She tries to play it to the left back. She screws up royally. Now here. So this is what I wrote. So I put, you're about to go shield the ball. This is you here, girls on your back. You shield the ball all the way to the sideline. Why not just let it out or throw a body fake beforehand to escape? So what happens is you get here, look, you start shielding. You're protecting to let it go out, and then you save it at the last second. So I don't know why you decided to do that.
Me neither.
So look, like you're literally letting it go out, and then for some reason you grab it on the line. Now, if you're going to grab it and play it, do it like now.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think you can just let this ball go out. You guys regain possession. Obviously, you're able to spin out and you play it back. But you can see it puts yourself in a little bit of trouble with your team. That's not, again, your fault because the girl lost it. And they call a foul. So I would either, going back again, let this thing go and just let it go out of bounds. Do you have any idea, remember what you were thinking in that moment?
No.
Pretty funny, so I gotta give you credit. That was funny. I watched this back like 5. I'm like, is there something that I'm missing? Like, I don't understand why she does. But that's fine. So you get here, just let it go out or play it earlier and then do a fake to get away. Because it looked like, to be honest, that this girl that was your direct opponent, the number 3, wasn't super strong, which means, you could eat her breakfast, lunch, dinner, and every snack possible. So you could, in this situation, knowing that, right here, ball's going to come to you, right, that you could probably just try and take her on.
Yeah.
But that's fine. I mean, there's no issue really, just something to think about. That's pretty much all the notes that I have, and then we're going to get to halftime in about less than a minute, it looks like. So any further thoughts, questions, anything else you want to discuss or look at?
Nope.
Cool. Well done. That was about, going through all that, about an hour and change with the notes. So everything else is okay? Dad's okay?
Yep.
Sweet. When's your next game? You got any more games coming up?
No, not until after the new year.
And you're going back to the ID camp, right?
That already happened. It was on last Wednesday.
How'd it go?
It was pretty good. So we had games the weekend before, is on Wednesday, and we had games the weekend before. And during the games, I don't know if I just strained it or I pulled it, but something happened to my hamstring. So I was hurt during the camp.
So did you get to finish the whole camp, or you had to stop?
Yeah, no. I still got to finish. I still did fine. The girls there, like playing with the boys. I practice with the boys. It makes it a lot easier to play against girls. So.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can't hear you anymore. I don't know if you lost the audio or.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I don't record anymore.